Welcome to the Transcend Podcast. This show is where we motivate, inspire, and learn to work with all your heart. My name is Matthew Arnold, exercise scientist, NASM certified personal trainer, corrective exercise specialist, and nutrition coach. Today, my co-host is Arin, professional gym rat and life coach. Before we get started, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more content. What's going on, Arin? What's going on?
Yo, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another great podcast. Great intro with Matt. Love that, man. That was...
I'm working on it, brother. I'm working on it. It's smooth. It's nice. Like just finding different ways to flow, you know?
We're about to flow. And speaking of flow, there's a lot of life going on out there right now. And one of the things, because this football season, as you can tell, Matt got that awesome Transcend hoodie on right now. Woo. He's repping some cold gear. I got a little long sleeve on. We talked about this last time, but with cold weather in the fall comes fall football.
Yes, sir.
And I'm so excited to watch fall football come back. You know, the feeling of like the cold air and the fact that we can just watch sports again has brought like a sense of nostalgia back. Does that hit you the same? I
am a football fan, definitely more of a basketball fan than football, but I wanted to ask you, who is your favorite team in the NFL? Do you have one?
I'm actually more of like a college football, and I'm super biased on it because of my undergrad. And we recently had a win to the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I laugh all the time because I went to Oklahoma State. They're the Cowboys coming from Dallas. We're the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know, but been a Cowboy fan my whole heart. And the whole time. So I think Cowboys NFL and Cowboys in the Big 12.
Okay, well that's fun. I guess we're still learning more about each other. I am an Eagles fan, and so I am just. It's ingrained in my soul to be a hater of your team. I do not love the Cowgirls at all. Yeah, so I'm just curious. I just wanted to know who your football team was. 2-0.
100% of Cowgirls, man. We were getting this started. Nah, man. I love that camaraderie. That's part of the fall season that I love about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I'm wearing the red, that I am not a Chiefs fan. Yes.
Yo, hey, you see what's going on with the Chiefs right now? Have you seen little Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift action?
Oh, goodness, yes. I've been hearing a lot that Taylor Swift is making him more famous. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's an interesting take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but also, is it real? Is it just like a marketing thing? Because Taylor's on her big game right now.
Yeah.
She's doing her thing. I think
But why would she go to a lesser star? You know,
you off the bat, you already say he's a lesser star. So it sounds like you're already on board with like she's making him more famous.
Oh yeah. I think so. Like if you ask the average person probably isn't a big football fan.
Mm-hmm.
Who do they know? Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. Yes. Probably Taylor Swift. They just at least have heard her name. Yeah. You know? Oh, yeah. So I definitely think outside of the sports world, she's bringing light onto his name more.
So is it a Chiefs game? Or is it like a fandom gathering of Taylor Swift fans?
So at this point now, I still think the population is more football that will come watch the game. I think the numbers rise due to Taylor Swift being there. Because I know a lot of females or just Taylor Swift fans that are watching the games.
Swifties.
Is that what they're called?
Yep.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know much about Taylor Swift other than the song back in like 2009. Like the Romeo.
I was about to say it's a Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I know that song. I'm pretty sure I know some other songs. All these Swifties, is that what they're called?
Yeah,
they're probably going to hate on me right now for saying this, but...
No, I think we talked about this in the last podcast, but like, I think that they'd be proud that, some NFL kids
are watching her or being introduced to her. Yeah. I don't know.
They'd be proud of our trying.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, man. I'm not too in tune with music as much anymore. So... You remember Usher? Yeah, I do. Definitely.
Yeah, Usher had some big hits early 2000s, man.
Yeah.
Usher was like one of those guys.
He was up there. Isn't he doing the Super Bowl this year?
He's doing the Super Bowl this year.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be fun. I think he's a great performer. Yes. Again, as I'm getting older, like sometimes, if I'm being honest, lyrically, I'm not a big fan of the new music. Or even, I'm gonna be honest, the older music, like when you sit back and listen to the lyrics, yes, I know I might be sounding real boring and old right now, but I just, having a kid changes your life a little bit, and diving into music that's talking about grinding and bumping, like, you know.
Oh, they finally have that switch kind of happen where you're like,
it's hard for me to like, I don't know. Nostalgia always comes into play. So yes, I'm going to enjoy the halftime show. I'm going to enjoy his performance. Am I looking forward to it? Yes. Yeah. Like, I think it's going to be awesome. I'm just curious who he's going to bring on during his Super Bowl performance. I think have they announced it?
No, they have not.
Okay.
I'm wondering if Taylor's going to jump in. That's what I'm.
Well, she's already there at every game.
Yeah. If the Chiefs make it that far.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I wonder if more people are going to come to her show because of her than Usher.
Is she going to break up with Travis Kelce as soon as the Chiefs start losing? Like, is she going to be one to stick around, Swifties? You can answer that. Post it in the comments section.
Oh, I love that. So let's dive into some of our topics today, brother. Do you have a gym philosophy?
I do. And I think it's weird to think about it because you want something that's like super deep. It's just like this one sentence really just fits. But I think for me, it's even more simple than that. It's just really one word. Might be cliche to say, but for someone who I would say I am a professional gym rat by the amount of years that I have sunk and the amount of years I will sink because I'm not giving it up, that I will take that title. I'll print myself something out, you know? Yeah. But at the same time, like discipline. Yeah. Discipline. It coincides with consistency.
And what does that encompass for you?
For me, and why I feel like that is my gym philosophy, like from a personal standpoint, you just go.
Make it happen.
You make it happen. And I even take it further. Like, I know that's some, like, you could take that to like some Goggins type mindset. You could take it to the like, ain't nobody up when I'm up. Yeah. You know, like I'm grinding out at the gym and I'm making it happen every morning. I've been doing this for 30 years every single day. Like, no, all right,
Goggins.
I just go because it's a part of my routine and my lifestyle. Yeah. And I like the way that I built it in. And I stick to it so consistently that nowadays it's not even like, oh, I gotta go. I'm excited for it. I look forward to it. I think every gym rat in their professional career of like working out, if you want to call it that, I'll call it that because I like it, because there are ups and downs, realizes that after a while, like the routine becomes therapy. Yeah, it becomes that like thing that you can rely on, both mentally and physically. And again, we could go to eons and back about studies that show strength training and its ability to enhance different mindsets, mental health, physical health, and how it builds into many different areas of your life. But consistently going, easiest thing to give into like my personal gym philosophy.
Yeah. And then with that discipline, you have to give certain things up too. So I think diving into your discipline and consistency is key. It's huge. So,
and it doesn't happen overnight.
No, never.
And I think like some days it's just tough to really build it up. But once it's there and it's routine, you have to overcome stigmas of the gym. You have to overcome and accept yourself. Yeah. And I liked that because I knew the person I wanted to become was consistent.
Have you seen the video? This is maybe a little off topic, but the video where it talks about the stages of being a gym rat. Like stage 1, you're insecure. Did you send this to me?
Maybe I did. I sent Matt so many videos, y'all.
Yeah, I had to catch up this morning. Do you remember the stages? I don't want to say it wrong. So if you remember the stages,
honestly, if you said it, I'm gonna agree because I know like enough. So like I feel like stage one was like, oh, like this is, I want to go in
like a little bit shy. You got some body dysmorphia.
Yeah, like or stage 1 is like I want to be healthy. Yeah. You know, like I want to lose some weight.
And then stage 2 is like you're feeling yourself, you're flexing in the mirror, you're like really getting after it.
Maybe you like try a pre-workout for the first time, or you're like, oh, caffeine.
But the reason why I brought this up, only because I don't remember stage 3 and 4, is one of the stages is like you almost circle back around to stage 1 where you're shy and you have some body dysmorphia because now like you've been diving into the gym, you've been working hard, and then you're not like, you're seeing some results and then you want specific results now, and then now you're just all in your head about it. But let me kind of circle it all back around to, if you don't mind, my 2 cents on my gym philosophy.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
It's strictly just movement. The one thing that I really believe in is movement. So if you're new to the gym and if you really want to get started, I think the best thing to do is just get out there and go after it. So I know you said discipline, which definitely is 100% true. But if you know that going to the gym is intimidating, before you get to the point of getting into the gym, go for a 10-minute walk every day or every 3 out of 7 days, 4 out of 7 days. Get started, get moving. Movement is key. Movement is health, in my opinion. Today, before the podcast, I did a little 2-mile run. And I could have done a lot more when it comes to weight training or even distance on the mile, but I wanted to move. You mentioned earlier that it's therapeutic. There's something about getting my testosterone, my blood pumping, my body moving will set the tone for my day. You ever heard making your bed sets the tone for your day? I feel like working out and moving is setting the tone for my day. I forgot who said it, and I was actually really looking for it a week ago when it talks about the concept of forward progress. Forward progress, getting up, going for a walk, even if it's a 5-minute walk, will help you move forward, and then your day psychologically is in a forward movement. So you're already in a positive direction. So the concept of just walking, I think is huge. Just calculating your steps throughout the day. If you have a smartwatch, you can track your steps. So my philosophy at the end of the day is movement.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
I think that fits into something that kind of sparked my idea as well. It's I think in some terms, I'm always fighting for momentum. I'm always finding just get me started.
Yeah.
Give me something to be inspired, or maybe I do something that's a small win for me. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people in the mental health space are always fighting for small wins, or recognizing the things that you do, because you're not always recognizing the small things that are adding up for your day.
Yeah. Well, can I piggyback off of that? So something I tell my clients all the time is you got to find your small wins. I have a couple clients who aren't hitting the weight loss that they want to hit, but their waist is tapering down. So technically they are losing something, but they're building muscle at the same time. So it's they're stuck in this mental battle of the scale isn't dropping. So how do I as a coach motivate them? Well, shoot, when we first started, you could only bench press the bar. Now I'm throwing 10s and 15s on the side of that bar on each side, and now you're getting stronger. Your incline walks for our warm-ups are at 9, 10 now, whereas when we started, you were out of breath on a 3-minute step test. So you have to take your wins somewhere. You have to find your wins rather than sitting there and sulking and I can't lose these 2 pounds. Brother, you drink 32 ounces of water, your weight's going to increase. You wake up in the morning, you got that morning skinny, it's going to decrease. You have to understand that you fluctuate, and you have to understand that you have to find your wins somewhere. So it's all about little wins here and there.
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm curious from because I'm a muscle building, we're in bulk right now, man. What does it look like? I've heard so many different things about, man, don't do cardio when you're bulking.
Yeah.
Man, just eat calories, go work out. That's your cardio. Is cardio going to take away from my bulk? I'm trying to build muscle. Why am I burning more calories?
Yeah. So we mentioned it before, but calories are king. And to answer your question, if you're going to add a lot of cardio into your diet, you better be in a surplus if you're trying to build muscle. So there's a lot of benefits to cardio within a bulk. So I'm not asking you to go run 3-4 miles while you're in a bulk. I'm not asking you to do 45-minute stair stepper while you're in a bulk. But having cardiovascular health, really dilating those blood vessels, gets blood to the body more. And it teaches your body that you do have the cardiovascular health to make that blood travel. So from there, whenever you're tearing your muscle fibers up during your workouts, the way for your muscles to grow is better blood flow. So I think there's a place and time for cardio within a bulk. But to answer your question, if it kills gains, it depends on your goals. So if you're actually trying to build muscle, you don't need to be doing every single day an hour and a half of cardio. To answer your question straightforward, that does kill your gains.
Yes, by kill gains, I think it's taking away or putting you in more of a deficit. Now your body's going to come back. And let's be honest, we're not all perfect with our dietary intake, and especially in the bulk, a clean bulk. like I'm learning recently, like that's so tough to get all the proper nutrients and protein in to make a difference in your actual true bulk. 3,000, I got like what, 30, a bulk for me might be 3,200 to 3,600.
And that's cutting it tight. Like, so a comfortable bulk, which comfortable as in like numbers, not stomach, is probably 36 to like 38 for me and you.
Yeah.
But in reality, like, let me rewind back to the concept of cardio kills your gains. So when you do cardio, it doesn't directly destroy the muscle growth that is happening. All that cardio does is burn calories. So then if you're in a deficit, when you're in a muscle building phase, then yes, that is when cardio kills your gains because you're not fueling the muscle building that you just did in the weight room. So again, if you're going to do a hour of cardio and you burn 1,100 calories, you better be replenishing yourself. That's my main point on if cardio kills gains.
And where does that come into play? That comes into play for someone who's like, I want to build more muscle, but I'm a mile runner. Like I love to run. I love to run with my dog.
You're literally describing me right now. Like I am fighting this bulk that we're about to get into for 12 weeks because I also want to sign up for this half marathon in December. And it's like, man, like I also, that means I have to train for it. But we're going to be in a bulk soon. So it's like, but then it's like, if I just train 2 times a week, like, yeah, I'm not technically prepared for a half marathon, but my crazy brain just wants to go do it. But to answer your question, like it really does come down to calories, but continue where you were. I'm so sorry I cut you off.
Oh, dude, not at all. Like, I think there are a lot of misconceptions about cardio.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to like go into like, what is cardio in a sense?
Okay.
Because cardio for the needed cardio or necessary cardio, in the case of like your bulking, is still necessary, like you said, for the cardiovascular health.
Mm-hmm.
But does it have to be a 2-mile run? I hate running. I'm a true like bulker, gym rat through and through. As in, I hate running. I don't want to run.
Yeah.
I would rather sit on the couch, or I would rather just do like isometric holds
or incline walk.
Yeah. You know, stay cardio and all that. But that's another question I think people out there may need to define a little bit more.
And to answer that a little bit, no, you don't have to go for a 2-mile run. I'm trying to take away my bias because I personally think everyone should run in some form or fashion, even if it's 5 minutes worth, 2 minutes worth, be able to go for a run. But yeah, incline walking, going for a walk outside, structured stair stepper sessions, like a rower. There's so many forms of cardio that you can implement into your exercise that isn't running. I just always live my life in the sense of if the zombie apocalypse happens tomorrow, then I got myself. I can run away from them. So I'm very biased to that concept. So there's a lot of variations for cardio. Let's just say that.
I know I sent you that video on Reels recently on Instagram.
Which one?
It's a zombie one.
Oh yeah. Dude.
Brother, Zombieland.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And then you sent me another video of like how certain people react after cardio, and I'm the menace at the very end.
There's it was like 3 kinds of people that do cardio. One was like I think like a normal gym goer who like walks away from the treadmills, like bends over, is like, oh, I'm out of breath. Oh man, that was tough. I didn't like that, but I did it. And then there's like the bodybuilder, much like myself, who just collapses to the floor. He's got his hoodie up no matter what. Yep. I feel that vibe. He's just on the floor, just trying to survive the next 30 seconds and like make sure he can breathe because he's probably over-caffeinated. That would be me. And then there's the third that just walks off after doing like 3 miles.
I feel good.
Whatever. He goes, yeah. And then just keeps going. And I'm like, no. Can't do it.
That's definitely me, man. But again, guys, like it wasn't overnight that I enjoyed running. It was not overnight. It took time. And just like any lifting session, cardio session, it's going to take time to get into that. So
yeah, I feel that. I wanted to dive into something so like people get to know us. And I think it's also like, we all have body dysmorphia.
Yeah. Oh, brother.
We all,
okay.
that's how society is, you know?
Yeah.
And in the odds of fighting that and the odds of also being like, let's talk about it. What is like in your physique, what's an insecurity that you have?
Oh man, in my physique. All right.
We're all trying to work on something. Right?
Where do you want me to start, brother?
Well, not there.
High triceps, rear delts, love handles. The way that my hips to my quad ratio like isn't lean the way I want it to be. Like the bottom of my quads are lean, top of my quads are chunky, which ties into my love handles. My shoulders aren't as broad as I want them to be. And can I actually fix that? Is that genetics? Is that just the way my body is structured? Do I need to build my delts to a certain point that I look a little more broad? Posture. I'm insecure about the way my posture sits. There's so many things that I'm insecure about. And just to dive into it for a split second for everyone to know, I actually saw a food psychologist who helped me with my body dysmorphia back in 2018. I had multiple sessions with her because I really struggled with looking in the mirror, pulling on skin, and still thinking I was overweight or fat. And in reality, I was 185 pounds. I started at 260. Like I lost a lot of weight. I looked good. I was stronger, faster than I ever been. But yet body dysmorphia, the mind is the strongest thing in the world. And I was in my own head about it.
Oh, man, I feel that. I think that's like fat to skinny.
Yeah.
And I'm still recently learning about skinny to fat or skinny fat.
Well, we have something really to relate to it, and it's our significant others. They struggle on the opposite end of what we have. And it's funny that like I'll always say in my brain, just for me personally, oh, I wish I had that struggle. But in reality, I don't understand that struggle because I can put on weight like that.
Dude, we could look at a burger and like our sides start to expand.
Like, let's be honest, we were just in a bulk and we're about to start a 5-week cut. But in reality, towards the end of that bulk, like I'm sure I don't know about you, my insecurities were popping off the last couple weeks because I am feeling pudgy. I'm feeling bloated and it's not very fun, but I have to fight through it because I have to trust the process.
You have to trust the process, y'all. And this is also good, like variability in your journey. That's why you called it journey. Yeah. It's not a linear line of like, I'm consistently losing weight and I'm just going to do this until, I think Matt and I, when we talk about this, and we do be honest when it comes to like our intake of food and calories sometimes. And like, I think I went up to him and I was like, dude, this week's been real hard. Yeah. I've been eating like crap. I probably had like Taco Bell like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
I'm not mad at that though, man.
Like life happens.
Yeah.
I think knowing that and building that variability, especially in our case, our case is where we're like, we could eat for days.
Oh yeah.
We want to continue, but it's never the good stuff because eating right doesn't always taste good.
Yeah. And then emotional eating ties into it too. Like I'm definitely an emotional eater, like a stress eater. And sometimes I want an oatmeal cream pie. I want an oatmeal cream pie. Like I call them the Big Deborahs. People probably heard me talk about this before, but I call it the Little Debbie brand. I get the big version of them. They're called the Big Deborahs.
Yeah. What's I love that. What is that like I don't know, like what's the worst thing you've like chowed down on? That like does nothing for you at all.
Brother, I have told this story so many times to so many different people. I'm excited to share it with the public. All right. So one of the fattest things I've ever done was I took 2 pieces of toast, put jelly on it after I toasted it, obviously, put strawberry jelly on both sides of the toast, toasted 2 s'mores Pop-Tarts, put it in between the jelly toast and ate that sandwich.
Bruh.
If I'm going to be honest with you, I had that while I was not sober. So I haven't had
tasted even better.
I haven't had it sober. So I can't promise anybody that actually tastes good, but that's probably the craziest thing I've had, like weirdest thing I've had. Yeah. And I created it. So
I don't ever think that the cravings that we get sometimes are like when you're not sober cravings, totally different ballgame, by the way, with sober and not sober cravings.
We're sober now.
Yep. But like, to be honest, like that sounds dope in my head. Like
I would like to try it sober. So maybe we can try that one day.
Yeah.
You never know.
It just depends. But like, honestly, live your life.
Yeah.
Go out and experience and enjoy it. Like just because you work, honestly, some people have that mindset, right? Of like, why do you go to the gym? right?
So I can eat.
So I can eat.
Yeah.
So I can go have the McDonald's meal.
What are your thoughts on that statement?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Is there a line for you on that though?
Yeah, I think when it becomes too consistent.
Yeah.
When you're like, okay, I worked out today, I'm gonna treat myself with McDonald's, but you do that every single workout.
I had a client one time. If you're listening, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. They blamed me for them gaining weight. And so at a certain point, like as they left the gym, I just kind of documented where their car went. I stayed in the facility, and they would go to Taco Bell / Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, because it was a whole strip of stuff near the gym. And every day they would stop there, and I actually wrote it down and documented it on my iPhone. And they had the nerve when they brought it up again that like, hey, Matt, I'm gaining weight. Why am I spending the money on you? And then so I was a young trainer, so I apologize. But I brought it all up. I was like, well, you went to Chick-fil-A this day, this day, this day. Oh, wait, you went every day, 1 full week of training sessions. Like she would buy 4 sessions. Yeah. She would have 4 sessions a week. And she would go and destroy the work that she just put in, because I know she was still eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So she was in a super surplus. There's no way she wasn't in a deficit at that point to lose weight, and had the nerve to bring up that she's ahead of me in the nutrition program. So that's why I shouldn't talk to her about food. And again, guys, I don't mind if you eat. I don't like fast food. You can have fast food. That's fine. But it's just like anything in the world, you have to control it. Just like anything over consumption and anything that you do can be bad. So
yeah, it's going to be bad. Mm-hmm. Like that's, I think in my intro to nutrition class in my undergrad, our basic understanding of things was like anything is good in moderation. Like if you are...
That's the phrase I was looking to try to say. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Hey, I'll bring it back around. Anything is good in moderation. Like you can go get your McDonald's. Go get your 20-piece nuggies.
Yeah, brother. Like, I had some good food this week as well. I enjoyed some stuff. I had Wingstop this week.
Ooh, Matt
I crushed
is a serial wing stopper.
I'm a wing stopper. Some Wingstops, y'all suck. Y'all do not give me enough lemon pepper. I will say that. Like, it's definitely very sad to me. So,
and you made some fire lemon pepper wings.
That's the hardest part about me wanting to buy Wingstop anymore. Is like sometimes my wings are better. I got wings thawing out right now.
Yeah,
actually.
See, that's a part of that game. Yeah. You know, like that's a part of that. Like I got a little bit here. I'm gonna sacrifice a lot.
Yeah,
I'm gonna treat myself here. Moderation.
Yeah, because we're both firm believers in we're only on this planet once. Like I'm not going to sit here and eat grass all day, every day. You know, like I'm not going to be sitting at 1,800 calories every single day, and that's all I'm eating.
Dude, it's too much. And you know what else is too much? It's I think a lot of bodybuilders, a lot of like social media bodybuilders for sure.
Yeah.
You ever seen these videos where these like, I think they're young influencers, in my honest opinion. Maybe they're our age, but like, you know, honestly, they're making these videos of like, maybe they got heartbroken. And they go to the gym, they got the hood up, they got the headphones on. And
battling their demons.
Yeah. And like, to be honest, like it's a gross pre-workout to me, but I know like some other people, like I think you enjoy it a little bit, but like C4.
Yeah.
It's not my drink of choice.
Yeah.
If I went through a breakout, that was like the nastiest. It was the first pre-workout I ever had. I felt lightheaded. I thought it was going to be queasy, but I lifted insane. Like double scooped that bad boy into his shaker and then filled it with like Monster Energy.
Oh God.
Like what?
That's a heart attack waiting to happen.
I'm surprised he didn't just stall mid squat and just peel over.
That's no bueno. I'm not a fan of that.
And
I'm gonna be honest with you, like, so I actually had my first C4 supplement, like outside of the drinks, the energy drinks that they sell at the like gas stations. I actually tried my first C4 supplement like 6-7 weeks ago. Didn't even finish it. Ended up throwing it away because I bought a new one. Just wasn't a fan of it. Like maybe I'm just so caffeinated that did not give me what I was looking for. Like the kick, the beta alanine wasn't in there. So,
and that's something as well. If you want to talk about this, like I'd love to have a little game with you about like supplements in general.
Okay.
Because like we're talking about moderation, and a lot of gym rats, a lot of people, gym goers, you might even say like, hey, I got this new supplement. It's been helping me. And it feels like every new supplement out there is the new miracle pill.
Okay.
And I want to break down some walls with anyone who's listening that, you know, if you're new to supplement work, if you don't know what some of these are, like we're going to play a quick game. So again, Matt being the trainer, having tons of knowledge about this, I think having done some studies in his undergrad as well.
Yes.
I'm going to throw some names out there, and these are pretty popular names of, in a general sense, of some supplements, and just get your idea on them. But Matt, I'm going to throw out like, a name of a supplement, and I want to know, do you use it? Have you used it? And what is it meant for?
Okay.
Honestly, because I feel like there's so much confusion about like, well, this is better than this, but I stacked these together and I've gotten so many results.
We'll see.
Look at my abs.
Let's see. Yeah.
But the first one I'm gonna start out with, we've just talked about it, pre-workout. Have you used it? Do you use it? And what's it meant for?
Yeah, I've definitely used pre-workout. I still use pre-workout. If you were to ask the start of my journey and you ask my friends who are a part of the start of my journey, I used to hate on it. My thoughts were, and I think this ties into why I have so much discipline nowadays, is because back in the day when I first started training myself, not being a trainer, I would tell myself, if I can't go to the gym without pre-workout, I shouldn't be going at all. So like my thoughts, and for the first few years of my career, I never took pre-workout. And I'm gonna be honest, that first day that I took some pre-workout, them jitters hit. But what was your question again? I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Yes, do you use it, and what's it meant for?
Okay, so in a perfect world, and I can be honest that I'm not sitting in the perfect world right now. Pre-workouts to me are meant to, 1, get your blood flowing, 2, wake you up, get you moving, and 3, really help you with hypertrophy, help you grow muscles, like help you build. Now, caffeine that's involved in it, those are the things that, get you going. That's what I believe the caffeine rate is the amount of caffeine inside there that helps you, wake up, get after it, right? The beta alanine is what dilates, opens up the blood vessels. Well, the L-carnitine in it is what opens up the blood vessels, gets you your VO2 max, well, not VO2 max, sorry, your heart rate going, the oxygen consumption. That helps with that. The L-arginine, I believe I wrote something down because I had a feeling we were going to talk about this stuff. So let me pull that up. The L-arginine, and I did a test of this in college, and it was such a short testing period, which now thinking back on it, we needed maybe 2 years worth of studying to do it, which we only had a semester's worth. But L-arginine, it stimulates and releases the growth hormones. So our test was to see if people who are on the placebo or L-arginine would be able to get stronger within a semester. And most people got stronger off the placebo.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So they one group, which is like group A, had the actual supplement.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like, it's not a growth hormone or something? What is it?
No,
again?
so it's in most of your pre-workouts, but it's a stimulant in a sense. Yeah. So again, it's legal. You're good. If you have L-arginine in your pre-workouts, you're not going to get knocked in any of your competition.
Sticking yourself with steroids.
No, it's not steroids at all. But it's supposed to help with muscle growth in a sense. And that's what the point of L-arginine is. L-carnitine is more of a dilator. It helps you, and I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, call me out on it, fact check me. I'm open to it. But it's more of a dilator. It helps you get into the flow of your blood. But yeah, so the people who are on the placebo actually had more gains in their bench press is what we were testing. It was bench press. And the people who are on L-arginine, not as much. Now we have a lot of issues with this study, if I'm being honest with you. But the reason why I'm bringing all this up is because at the end of the day, there's so many factors in it. It could have been the people who are motivating you during your press. Did one group of our testers, did we skew the study because I was motivating someone versus someone else motivating someone? Because sometimes that motivation does play a factor. How much sleep did you get? Did you work out chest the day before? Because we were bringing people in with the study and not telling them not to work out for the whole semester, So
there's plenty to go off of when it comes to studies, but it's, having that first perspective of someone who's run a study, I think is a great indicator that you don't need supplements. If you are balling on a budget, and don't go in there and spend $50 on a pre-workout.
Yeah.
Don't go in there and
put your face in some ice. Put your face in some ice. Dead serious. There are there's stimulant factors that if you put your face in cold water, you'll get almost the same thing as like a wake up call for caffeine.
Yes. We are the most adaptable creatures on earth. Mm-hmm. And I fully believe that naturally you can achieve. And again, you're going to run into like things like genetics. That's why some people play in the NFL. That's why some people sing. Yeah. Like there's a lot of different things that can be into play with that. But overall, like if it's not you don't need these magic dusts, pills, whatever. God, that sound like drugs. You don't need any of it at the end of the day because all of it should be able to be combined into your dietary intake.
You use the tools though. You use the tools if you need them.
Yeah. I feel great with my pre-workout. Yeah. I feel great with my recovery process. Mm-hmm. And I have like had to dwindle down to like find what's going to work best for me. Yeah. But anyways, moving on.
Well, real quick, before you move on, I want to mention to people that like, I'm not perfect. Like I am stuck in a realm right now where I have so much caffeine consumption that it's an issue. Actually, I have really bad withdrawals. I get really bad headaches if I'm not taking my caffeine, and I'm trying to wean off of it, and it's not fun. So that's why I'm very cautious in giving the advice for people to take supplements in the realm of pre-workout at least. There's a lot of other good supplements out there. There's good pre-workout that doesn't have as much caffeine or no caffeine at all. So it's more of the caffeine issue. Caffeine is a drug, so you want to be careful with your consumption of caffeine. I was getting about 900 milligrams a day. Ooh. And right now I'm sitting at like 350 to 4. So I'm definitely weaning off of it, but I had caffeine today. And if I didn't, I would have a really bad headache right now.
Yeah.
So I just want people to be safe with that.
Definitely. Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
Great advice for someone who's thinking about pre-workout, has questions about it. Feel free to follow up with us, like in comment sections, DMing, like anything like that. We're going to cover more here though. Yeah. You mentioned this already though, L-carnitine. Yes. And especially L-carnitine stacks. Mm-hmm. So one of the things or ingredients in pre-workout, probably in a lot of different things, L-carnitine. Do you use it? And what's it meant for?
So I don't take L-carnitine strictly like on its own. It's definitely fixed in with my with my pre-workout. But as I mentioned before, it's to, it increases your heart rate. So then it's going to burn. It's like technically a lot of L-carnitine supplements, they advertise as fat burners. So we want to be careful with the word fat burner because I can get your heart rate up just making you move a certain way too, but that's how they advertise it. But it really does help with your VO2 max. It dilates, like I said before. So it's really just a thermogenic that heats up the body.
I was going to say as well, like just thinking about it, because from just a gym rat perspective of like, I've heard a couple things and I wanted to try it out. Didn't feel the biggest difference when I was on L-carnitine stacks outside of like my gym performance and lifting definitely increased. Yeah. I wouldn't say it was like any wild, like, again, like 100 pounds on my bench press. Like, no. I just felt better mentally because my body was physically enabling me to go further. Yeah. I think that's really like an end result of L-carnitine from my perspective. Didn't really I don't take it anymore. It's like, I have my
so you took a separate like supplement that was strictly L-carnitine. So I did that once as well. But again, it was labeled as a fat burner. Yeah. And me trying to lose weight at the time, that's what my goal was to use it as a fat burner and not understand any science behind it. So
I like that idea.
I don't recommend it, if I'm being honest. I don't recommend people going out of their way and buying a supplement that is strictly L-carnitine. Yeah.
I like that too. And that's going to be the next one too. Honestly, it's funny. All of this kind of bleeds into each other a little bit in the supplement world. So just opening up that door more for us is specifics. And I think there is a bit of a difference here. Thermogenic pills. I wrote that because I've personally taken thermogenic pills. I'm thinking, I'm going to cut my fat with this and I don't have to do much cardio because I hate cardio. Got me on some thermogenic pills, but have you used it, Matt? And what is it meant for?
So no, unless you're going to say that the L-carnitine supplement that was advertised as fat burner / thermogenic was a powder supplement, then yes, but I have never bought a thermogenic pill myself. But I want to say yes, because the powder was advertising it as a thermogenic. It just heats up the body. Honestly, I'm a naturally warm body person, and I think I have high thyroids, if I'm being honest with you. I need to go get checked. And high thyroids you have your body temperature rises a certain way. And so during the winter, like I personally love it because I wear shorts during the winter sometimes because my body temperature is just so hot all the time. So I don't think I personally need a thermogenic, but again, I don't know enough to actually have that conversation if I'm being honest with you. So that's as far as my knowledge goes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I unwittingly bought it at my nearest sub shop in high school, to be honest with you. And I remember going in here and it was like cut max 3000. And it came in like this black canister. It was like real sleek.
Yeah.
And it had this like ripped ab dude on it. He was like, he was getting it. And I was like, that's going to be me. And in my head, I was like, I know
that's how they get people.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
I fell into it. I bought myself and it was like a packet of pills. Good God knows what I took actually.
Yeah. Sugar.
Yeah, it could have been just sugar. The thermogenic definitely kicked in because I was sitting in class. So I was playing football and whatnot. I'm sitting in class drenched.
Oh, God.
Absolutely. Like my pit stains were just out there for everybody to see. And it was so bad. I was just like, oh, my God. And it was so bad. I did not like it.
Now let me speak a little bit on that now. Like burning calories, like raising your temperature, those coincide. That works. Like you will lose weight if your body temperature is high. So I just don't want to sell that though. I don't want to recommend that. Like that is a tool that's extra.
It is extra.
Learn how to make your body sweat. Learn how to make your body move before you introduce supplements like that.
Make it more sustainable too.
Yeah, like because once you quit the thermogenics, like are you actually going to like go exercise if you haven't built the habit to do so? So probably not.
Probably not. And you're going to go back to the pills. It's a great cycle. They are making some good money out there. Yeah. Oh my God. Maybe we were in the wrong. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, I want to make supplements, by the way. Like I've already looked into it, like how to slap my brand onto some supplements.
Talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Transcend pack.
Hey, yes, sir. The thermogenic transcender.
I may not be subscribing on the thermogenics train, but the pre-workout train's huge. I love that. But the last one I have on this list, BCAAs.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the common things you may see BCAAs or BCAs, if you want to call them, a lot of big guys in the gym may have like a gallon-sized jug that looks like Kool-Aid. Packed full of BCAAs. But Matt, do you use it? What's it meant for?
So I currently don't use BCAAs. I do not have much of an issue as much as thermogenics with these. So what they're meant for are muscle growth. Muscle growth sound like Mike Tyson. Muscle growth is the main objective for BCAAs. That's why most people are taking them. You want to ease soreness. You don't want to be as sore when you're working out heavy. So that's the benefit of that as well. And last, you get less fatigue. It's supposed to keep you going. It's supposed to like let your muscles like feel recovered within the moment. Or like, let's say you get really sore one day, your recovery process is a little faster. Basically it's a legal version of steroids, if I'm being honest with you, because what steroids do is recover your body. Injecting yourself with steroids isn't, now my bicep is going to get bigger. You still got to go put the work in, guys. Like no matter how much people like think steroids are just the worst thing in the world, you still have to go put the work in. You still have to be disciplined and go work. So overall, let's summarize what BCAAs are: muscle growth, less fatigue when you're working out, and ease the soreness. So you want to be safe when you are taking these supplements. Don't just dive straight into them and expect these results to happen without the work either. So,
good bet. Honestly, like I've seen so many like giant gallon water bottles.
Yeah.
Other people, I even saw this like one TikTok where this kid was like, "This is my first day at the gym," and everybody had fun colored water bottles and cool looking drinks. So I made myself a little like chocolate milk and brought it with me, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cute!" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, these people at this gym are like sucking down all these BCAAs." In the middle of the workout, like as if it's going to like happen immediately. And I thought that was kind of funny too.
And I think I've said it before a long time ago, unless you're stepping on stage to be a bodybuilder, like you don't need to stress out about this stuff too much. Now, if you have some underlying conditions, I'm not going to label any. Your doctor will be able to help you with that. There is place and time. There's a time and place for all these extra supplements. So